I'm Dr. Milind. So, INICET May 2024 is just around the corner, and I just wanted to share a few insight about how many questions to attempt in this INICET exam, and few tips about the exam day and in the last few days that are very important while attempting our paper. So, first of all, while exam, we all are aware about the marking scheme. So, this INICET 2024, there will be exam will be for 180 minutes, that is 3 hours. Total 200 questions will be there. There will be objective type of questions. Some might have single answers, some might have multiple answers as well. If you get a correct answer, you'll get +1. If you get incorrect answer, 1/3 mark will be deducted from your score. If you don't answer anything, or if you keep a question for review, you don't confirm it as a final answer, it will not be taken for analysis and for final evaluation. So this is very important. If you have attempted a question and if you want that should be counted, that question should be included in your final score, you have to submit it final, like it should be green. If you marked it for review, this question will not be considered for your evaluation. Very important point that you should know. And a lot of students do this mistake during their exam. You have done a lot of hard work, you have been putting so many sleepless nights, you have done everything that is required, so don't do mistakes in this area. Now one more thing I want to add before I talk about resolution of ties. We all know that now the question paper is divided into 4 parts. I don't know why they are doing this, but these 200 questions now will be divided into 50 50 50 50 segment, the 4 segments in total, and you'll get 45 minutes duration for each segment. Now again, very important, you have to attempt all these 50 questions of this 45-minute segment in that time frame only. You cannot, for example, A set has 50 questions. Once you submit your A set, that 45 minutes are done, you start with the B set, which again will have 50 questions. C set again will have 50 questions. Now you cannot come back to A set. Once you have submitted it, that's done. Once that part has been submitted and completed in allotted time, that segment will be disabled. So make sure that all 50 questions of a particular segment you finish in that stipulated time. Okay, so be careful about that. Now what you should have in your mind, at the lot of students will have the same score, so the tie will be resolved by using a student who have a less negative marks or a student who has older by age. That will be the second criteria. So this is for the exam, like how the exam pattern will be and how will be the scheme of examination. Now let's come to the question of our discussion. So how many questions do I attempt? So there are 200 questions. So out of this 200, around 150 questions will be from the area that you know from your notes, direct or indirect. Now next 20 to 30 questions will require some thinking, or maybe some X factor that you have read or heard during conferences, or during your internship, some added things. So the students who have this, who can process this information well, can have the edge in these 20 to 25 questions. 10 to 20 questions will be very difficult. Nobody will be able to answer that. You can get it correct only by chance. They're not to test your knowledge or anything, that are just there to scare you. So what I will say, taking into consideration all these facts, the minimum attempt that you should go for is like 175 to 185. As I have told you that the tie will be resolved by negative score, so having a less negative will also help you at certain ranks. But if you are someone who wants to go big, like you want a rank below 200, then you have to go for more than 185. In my previous videos I have shown you, even we have attempted more than 190 questions. All the toppers, I'll not say most, but all the toppers, they try more than 185 or 190 questions, because if you want to be in the top tier, you have to take that risk. If you're someone who wants a rank between 200 to 1000, looking for a decent branch in a decent names, and don't want to risk a lot of negative marking, 170 to 185 is also a good score. But trust me, in any case, don't attempt less than 170. Less than 170 will be like a suicide. It will take you away from the competition. Sorry. So don't go and don't attempt less than 170. Now, why not to only mark the answers which you confirmly know? A lot of students, they say that I know But I for 100% I know these answers. Why should I not mark only the 100% answer? See, the reasons why you should not only answer that you confirm, like you know for sure, because some clinical scenarios can have two answers, so you can definitely take a risk in that. A reference material can vary, that some book might have said 2, some other book might have 2.5, and we don't know the person who have said the question what answer he has, from which reference material he has used. Sometimes we misread the question, sometimes we think it's a very easy question, sometimes there is a twist, and sometimes we misread. There's a problem with the interpretation that we have. Sometimes there's a recall error, confusion, you are not able to properly recall what exactly they asked, and there is always a confusion. And also, it's better to know what your competitors are doing, how many questions they are attempting, because as I said, it's not a qualifying exam. It's not like you have to score above 180 and you will be there in the list. No, you have to attempt and you have to score better than your competitors. That is why if your competitors are going to attempt more than 180, 190, you have to go for the same number. These last session names have also released the number of correct responses by each candidate, and you will know that 145 to 155 correct answers. I'm not saying negative. If you attempt like 180, 190 questions, and if you get 145 to 155 score, you'll end up with a very good rank, and you will get a very good seat. So that is somewhere should be your target. Now, what should you do one day before exam? Relax. Don't try to overdo things one day before exam. Don't like read till 12 a.m. and deprived of sleep. Try to rest early. See, it's not easy for anyone. Even I could not sleep before my exam. So, best thing is start early. Like by 7 p.m., close your books, take your dinner. Don't order new things or from a new place. Just eat safe that you have always been eating, because you don't want to risk your health next day. If you try falling asleep at 7 p.m., you will be able to be successful by 11 or 12 a.m. You will be able to sleep. Later you start, it will be difficult for you to fall asleep, and it happens. Even I have slept like 3 to 4 hours only before my exams, and that it's okay. I mean, I'm not going to say, a lot of people say you sleep, you take some medication, or you should sleep. That doesn't happen actually. We all are super tense, and that's okay. I'll tell you, nothing will happen. It's okay. That is your natural response because you are under stress. So that happens, so don't panic. Don't indulge in unnecessary discussions with your friends ki, this topic is left and I don't know what I'll do, and new things, new questions, they will suddenly pop up and you'll feel like I have not read that. That will only add to the panic, so don't do that. Now, what you're going to do on exam day: get ready on time, have something, at least have a banana for breakfast. If you're someone who have a lot of stress and you feel a lot of tense before exam, I'll say take a pantop or a pandy. You'll feel better. At least have a banana for your breakfast. Don't don't go completely like empty stomach, because you'll have a headache and you won't be your 100% during your exam time. So eat something. Reach exam hall well before time. I have seen a lot of students, they just relax up and they rush at the last moment. Don't be that, and give exam with the calm mind. Finally, INICET, as I have always say, it's 50% preparation, 50% how you give the paper. Try to attempt more than 185. If you can rule out one option, attempt that question. Don't overthink. Always see what is more common and more logical response. Just because this is INI paper or AIMS paper, don't go for a rare and a fancy answer. Sometimes the answer is very simple and more logical response. And always read the question well, whether they want a next step or the best step. Don't be disheartened if few questions trouble you. We have 200 questions in total. So even if you are not able to get answers, or some answers, some question you find difficult in the initial phase, things will get better. So I hope this video will help you. I wish you all the best and take care.